Okay, guys, welcome to this extra special show. Friday night, baby. The beer's in the hand. The boys are here. Keito's got vino, I think it is. Jackie boy, I think he's driving. He's got water.
Mario can't miss.
It's champagne. It's champagne
Supernova, baby. Okay, we've got Jack Mac LFC on to do this big game Sunday, and Keito's back on with me. I can't wait for this, boys. I think it's make or break for Liverpool, to be honest. I just think we need the 3 points. Draws are no use anymore. Forget about the draw. Draws as good as a loss, nearly. I mean, City will probably take the draw the position they're in, but we need to win. Keith, what do you think Sunday? It's huge.
I think it's huge for. Listen, I think we just need to be honest now in terms of what we're playing for. To be honest,
we win the game.
Win the game. I still think there's a couple of wobbles with the side. I just looking at. I don't know whether the heart is there with everything we've gone through at the moment in terms of us really pushing on till the rest of the season. We may turn around and say, do you know what? Let's have a real good go at the Champions League, and it'd be interesting to see how we go against Leipzig. To be honest with you, we may put everything into that. I think we're too far off, to be honest with you, Dave. I think Brighton was the nail in it, to be honest with you. Listen, we win them and they have another drop and then the door is open. But the way we're looking at the moment, we look like there's probably another dodgy result or two left till the end of the season, and we'd have to go perfect. I think we'd have to go perfect, and I don't know if it's in us at the moment, just through bad luck. No more than that. Now, sorry if that's a bit of a.
That's a nice start to the Friday night. Here I'm drinking this beer.
That's just me.
No, I like honesty. And I mean, we can all say, oh, Liverpool are going to hammer City at the weekend, 3-4-0, and all this type of crap you see on Twitter. Look, we look at the facts. Liverpool, they're Jekyll and Hyde. We've won games. We've looked good in games. We've looked absolutely shit in games. We've dropped levels since the last 2 seasons that we've been spoiled with some of the football. Jack, I mean, some of the results, record breaking fucking records all over the shop, and all of us. I mean, you're not guaranteeing Liverpool going into games now saying we're going to win this. There's no guarantee.
No, thank you. Start off. Thank you for having me on, Dave. It's a pleasure to meet you, Keith. It's exciting, mate. These are the games historically that Liverpool enjoy. It's the big games. It's not going to be against a low block side, ideally, but City are absolutely flying. You can't deny the football they played this season. They addressed what they needed to address off the back of last season's performance, something that Liverpool haven't done. We had the opportunity to strengthen a lot earlier. Might that be said, obviously, in the January transfer window. We got our 2 centre-backs in, but I think the damage has already been done. And I was absolutely raging, really, after the last 2 results, but you can't really do much. It's Jurgen Klopp. I've seen people have been saying he's come out with excuses pre-match City, but I think the journalist took the words out of his mouth, really. Yes, he said City have had a bit more rest and time and that, but I think, as Keith's alluded to, the Champions League should be the big priority now, given how well we play in that competition, knockout football, and then we're not going to be coming up against a low block Sean Dyche or a Brighton side in the Champions League. But apart from maybe we did come up against Simeone's side anyway. But I think, yes, if Man City do win this fixture, and I'm hoping they don't, but I think that is more or less a big indication to really where the title will come the end of May.
Yeah, no, that's true. But I mean, the thing about Liverpool, as you say, they have a great record against the top 6. We play football against the big team. We usually raise it. But last 2 at Anfield, which is so unusual, it's a complete switch. We hadn't been beaten for nearly 4 years, actually. In April, it would have been 4 years at Anfield. And we lose 2 in a row against Burnley and Brighton. I mean, it's beyond. I still can't bloody believe it. And we deserve to lose them. It wasn't as if it would be different if we're talking at like we do after the game, and we're saying, geez, we're unlucky there. We hit the crossbar. They're keeper got man of the match. But okay, Pope had a good game. I think he was in the Vatican the week before. But I mean, other than that, Poland deserved to win the game. That's the more disappointing thing for me.
Pope has a great game, right? We don't do enough. He goes up against City and he basically throws one into his own net, right? And you look at the match, you look at 4 points lost against Brighton. You know, we can see it a very last minute penalty that should never have been a penalty. You know, it's a double deflection goal against us. You know, and they get 4 points. We have not. Listen, you make your own luck. You make your own luck, but. You know, if it wasn't for fucking bad luck, we would have absolutely none of it this season, and there's no getting away from that. So, and I think that may be in the heads of absolutely everybody, you know, in terms of the league. We have had no luck, nothing in terms of VAR, in terms of injuries. We haven't been able to field anywhere near our force, and it's not just the first 11. We have not been able to affect a game from the bench. Pretty much all season. If you look at that bench the other night, that bench the other night was just.
I text you.
I won't say this is the worst bench. Listen, I don't want to be talking ill of, I suppose, of lads who are on the bench there, but I don't think there's a worse bench. There wasn't a worse bench in midweek games during the week in terms of, you know, it was that inexperienced. You know, there was nothing there that we could bring on. You bring on Oxen, you bring on Origi, and you may as well have, you know, have left nobody on. And the lads they know what's going on in training. They know where people are. You know who the players are. I suppose in terms of how close to red zones and whatever else they are. We've played Milner for 3 games on the trot, nearly 4 games on the trot. We had to play him. He's not got the legs for that.
No,
you know,
right,
effective in one, half effective in another, and then, you know, he's just not effective. You know, and we've made a couple of silly mistakes, I think, over the last couple of games, to be honest with you, in terms of our selection. But there's no getting away from the fact that it's been an absolutely mind-bending season of bad luck and injuries that we would probably never see again as long as we live. There's no getting away from that. And to be in a challenge, so this is putting your kind of, you know, your kind of rose-coloured spectacles on to a degree, to be in a title challenge up to January, let's just say, and some might argue we're kind of still in it, into February, with everything that's gone on, is a testament to the side, a testament to the management, and a testament to the players. And I fully expect us to come out next year and be as dominant as we are. Okay.
Yeah.
I do think we need to strengthen. You know, but even papering over the cracks in December when Jota was popping up, you know, and scoring goals, November through December, we lost that, and we've lost that kind of element of unknown. And I don't think the team and the management have enough time between games, because it's Wednesday, Sunday, Thursday, Saturday, or whatever else it is, to actually come up with new patterns of play, and we look a bit predictable. And we're not clinical, and everyone looks jaded, and everyone looks fucking bollocks, and that's it. And I don't think you can go much further than that. That is where we're at now at the moment.
Okay, pod's finished. No. No, but I mean, like, as well as that, as you just said, I mean, and Trent as well. Even Robertson's been okay, but
he's not getting involved. It's all going down the right. Everything's going down the right.
And Trent's having, as we know, not a great season. And I mean, just as Keith alluded to, we have been unlucky. I know you can talk, you make your own luck, but some of the decisions, the Everton game wiped 2 of our best players out. And we scored in injury time, should have got the 3 and didn't get the bloody win that day. It would have took a bit of the gloss off it, you know. It was a Henderson at the chance in injury time, or Matt Henderson, yeah. But, Jack, I mean, we could talk about bad luck, blah, 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 and all that, but I still think we put out a good team against Burnley and Brighton to win. We should have won both. I mean, that team's better than Burnley and Brighton. Come on, lads.
Yeah, I'm not buying the excuse of the players being not physically fit enough. And no, Jurgen's got to say something in the press conferences. He's got to protect his own players. The players know themselves, the levels in which we've watched them over the last 3 years, even since Jurgen's coming to the club. Anyway, I think from a player point of view, if you're looking from an outside point of view, I think they wanted a bit more reinforcements. They need a bit of help, and I think a lot of. We've got to be careful that we don't at least stand still and allow the likes of Cities, the Arsenals, the Tottenhams. Yes, everyone might.
I'm not having Arsenal. I'm not having Arsenal, by the way.
But,
don't mention United, for fuck's sake.
Even Arsenal, certainly. But anyone around us, even Villa and West Ham,
catching up. Yeah,
like the gap will close eventually, and City, we've got the money there to spend. We should have at least improved off the back of what we done last season, and
that would have been hard, Jack. To improve from that last season would have been hard. We got a records points total.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean.
From a point of view of, as Keith's already said, you looked at that squad, and it's not a fault of the players on the bench. It's a fault of we heavily underestimated underestimated Manchester City. I think Diaz, he's been a massive part this season. Since he's come in, he's allowed Laporte to shift over to the left-hand side of the defence.
Yeah.
And John Stones has looked like the £50 million defender that Manchester City bought. It's impossible to compete with Man City in terms of financial point of view, but there's going to come a time where Jurgen Klopp, he's not a miracle worker. Yes, he's performed some miracles over the last 2 years, but there will come a time where City will advance, and Liverpool this season, it's a crazy season this season that it has been, but I think you've got to be careful that push goes further down in the table. And because credit to West Ham and Villa, they are playing some fantastic football this season.
Leicester, don't leave Leicester out.
Leicester, Everton, they've got a world-class manager. As much as we might laugh and joke, he's a very good manager. But yeah, it's not frightening, but it's frustrating, mate. Like absolutely frustrating.
I'm not overly concerned because I do think there's a level that we can go to. I do think there's a level we can step up to. I don't think it's going to be this season in the league. If I'm being honest, I just we need too many leaders back that are not going to be back. Okay, so or we're not going to be able to put them in the right position. So I don't think, but I do think the nucleus in terms of the spine of that side is good enough for us to be a hell of a lot more competitive next year than we have this year. With all of their riches and with everything they have, City, I still don't think, I think City and Liverpool have come back to the pack as opposed to the rest of the pack coming up to where we were over the last 2 seasons.
Oh, yeah.
We've definitely dropped off and come back in, to be honest with you. Yeah. I do think if they get their shit together and we get our shit together in the summer, it could very well be the same again, whereby we're both going hammer and tongs at the end of the season. All about the start, obviously, but I do feel that, to be honest with you. I think you're right, Jack. We definitely need to strengthen, and I think we need to start looking at. At the front three in terms of,
one going.
Not necessarily one going, but I do think significant competition needs to come in terms of a worldie, someone who could step in there. Jota was not brought in to really break up those three if they were. Listen, we've got a problem with Firmino. The amount of work he does as a number 9 and has done his career, it is bound to catch up with him at some stage. He's hit the 30 mark now, and that's it. That's it. His legs just can't do what he's been doing all his career.
Yeah.
And I think you need to take a look at that. And we don't play that high press game as much as we did over the last 2 seasons. It's more about possession. It's more about containment. We're not running around like headless chickens trying to dominate and gegenpress. We're not that type of footballer anymore. Is there a space there for a more bona fide number 9, somebody who's a fox in the box, somebody who can score goals? And that's what they do. They do fuck all else. They score goals. We have enough around the pitch to be able to win football games without a Bobby Firmino, right? Now, that is not me saying, we throw him on the scrap heap and we move on. Absolutely not. He's been phenomenal for us over. But I do think there is a place there, particularly against low block sides, where we've got 75% possession, to not necessarily need a player who's going to turn over the ball, because there's no need to turn over the ball because we're going to have the fucking ball. We need someone who's going to score, get into the right position, get in front of a player when the ball goes down the wing, or whatever else it is. Somebody who can see the space, make the same runs, and then with practice and training, the wingers know where he's going to be, and they put the ball into him and he fucking scores. And we don't have that at the moment. We don't have it.
On that, Keith, that's what you spot on there, mate. Is it the amount of times we've watched over the last couple of weeks, Liverpool getting the ball out wide and whipping it in. Yeah,
no one there.
It's like we've got a Salah who's 5'10" and like
5'10", 5'2" or something.
He's a midget, and it's like the players are like lost. Like when you got outside the box or inside the area, you do like, oh, what do we do? And I think the amount of I love Bobby Firmino, but as sometimes he can't do everything on his own. It's not like a Suarez who nutmegs about 5 players and bangs it in the top corner.
Yeah.
But a Haaland or like just a natural goal scorer.
I actually like Haaland ahead of even Mbappe. I think Haaland would suit us.
I think there's too much money. I think there's too much money on the table ahead of us, to be honest with you. Chelsea and United are sniffing around him, to be honest with you. He's probably going to go to one of those. If
just a natural
looking
goal
at it.
Just someone that puts the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah.
The amount of chances we've had this season, we failed to just convert.
Someone like the Vardy.
Nah.
A younger version. Well, he's a good finisher.
Yeah. Did you see City's two of City's goals against Burnley? They're players getting to the byline, cutting the ball back and tap-ins. Or it's a mistake.
Sterling, wasn't it? Sterling.
Yeah, but they're constantly doing that. They're overlapping on the fullback, getting to the byline, cutting the ball across, and then they've got numbers in the box. We are trying to put the perfect cross in from outside the 18-yard box. Trent's not beating a man; he's hitting the man half at the time. It's not even going. It's not even.
I know.
And when it does, it's at the wrong height, right? And it's just being cleared. It needs to be down the byline, overlapping. We're not using Robertson. Robertson is afraid to go past players. He's not gone past anybody for the last. And Trent is the same for whatever reason. And we know Trent.
That's confidence, Keith. It's confidence.
There's a lack of confidence there. And listen,
as you said, I mean, let's put it in. If we lose against City the weekend, of course the league is gone. I think City are going to win it no matter what happens, to be honest, on Saturday. I really do. I think they've got too much. I mean, Aguero and Kevin De Bruyne are out injured. They have to come back. That'll just give them an impetus in the next month. If they can get through, they've a tough 4 or 5, 2 or 3 weeks, don't they? They've a really tough City.
They have a tough run now. Yeah.
If they can get through that, I mean, even a draw do them the weekend.
Have you seen our fixtures? Have you seen our fixtures?
Yeah, we've a tough Jack. But I'm saying, I mean, are we going for the league? Probably not. I mean, I don't want to write it off. As Keith says, we've got the Champions League. You never know in the Champions League. I mean, anything could happen. You get past Leipzig, you're in the quarters. And you're in the quarters, you're almost there. You know what I mean? Jota coming back as well, which is huge. Well, what do you think of starting lineup? I mean, a lot of talk today about that young lad Kabak, who only got his clearance today. I can't see him starting any of them. Can you? I can't see him start. I think it'd be Henderson and Fab. Do you?
No.
Who do you think?
I don't think he can sacrifice. I think he'll put Fab in. Fab +1. It could be Phillips. I don't think he'll put Fab and Henderson in. I doubt it very much.
You missed the midfield. It's too much.
Too much out of the midfield.
We need Hendo in the middle, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. Wijnaldum looked knackered the other night. He looks
actually, Gini's been one of our better players, to be fair.
Absolutely. Yeah, he just looked tired the other night. He looked like
So what would you do? Starting 11?
Goalkeeper back in, obviously 2 fullbacks the way they are. I think Fabinho, if he's fit, moves back in. There's an argument. Do we need Phillips? But he's done nothing to not warrant a start. To be honest with you, I think he's been all right. And then you're looking at Thiago, Gini, Henderson in the middle, and then the 3 boys up front.
Yeah.
Now Milner can't start. Absolutely can't start. He could do a madness. He could do a madness and bring in Kabak. He could do a madness and bring in. He could move Fab into the middle of the park, but leave Henderson where he's been playing over the last couple of games.
With Kabak, he could, and have
and put Henderson with him. Because Henderson will talk to him through the game and let him know he could do a madness. He could absolutely do a madness.
I tell you, Fabinho's been brilliant at centre half though, even better than Henderson, hasn't he? And he's more used to it. To be honest, I'd rather him in there and Henderson in midfield. Yeah. What do you think, Jackie boy?
Yeah, I'd agree with Keith there. It'd be interesting to see how he does look at it. Obviously, we've seen all pictures of Davies and Kabak playing, but I think it's asking. I know he's been playing a lot of Bundesliga football, Kabak. He's been now banned, Danny, but he's up to match fitness. It's not like he'll come into the side, but Keith's spot on there with Nat Phillips. He's played fantastic the last couple of weeks anyway. Him and Fab, when he has been playing at the back, they haven't played a lot together, but it will be interesting to see if those two do start. And I think you need, especially how well Gundogan is playing for Manchester City.
Yeah.
I tell you, if he gets going on Sunday, Liverpool, we got to be very careful. Gundogan.
Yeah, Gundogan. Yeah, but Salah knows him well. He played for Dortmund, didn't he?
It's not going to be a 65, 65, 70% possession game for us. And anyway, it's going to be 50-50. Pretty much. They're going to have the ball. They're going to get in around their box. They're going to be playing.
Take their chances. Really, their box, so. Whoever takes their chances wins the game.
Would you start Curtis, boys? And for me, he's got to start.
It depends who plays centre half for me. I mean, if Henderson if Fabinho and Phillips, Henderson's in midfield with Gini and Thiago, I think. I can't see him putting Curtis in there with the head of those 3. Can you?
Unless he sticks with the diamond and puts him at the front of the diamond and takes Bobby out and just leaves Salah and Mane up front. Unless he does something like that,
Maybe.
But that was the counter, the low block. I think he'll go back to form and go 4-3-3 and match us up 4-3-3 against.
He will, yeah. In the big games, he always does that. And we've a good record in the big games. To be fair, now we usually turn up. Yeah. I think we'll turn up on Sunday. There's no doubt about it.
I think it'll go down to finishing, Dave. I think it'll go down to finishing.
Yeah, that's a taking
If
chances.
we're clinical, I think we'll get a result. If we're fucking shit in front of goal again, but then I think they might turn us over or get a draw of it.
Yeah. Now, I did a video earlier, as I was saying, with Dominic Rich, and I was just saying to the fans, the crowd, Jack. I mean, you know as well. You only live around the corner from Anfield. The bloody atmosphere before the game, the atmosphere during the game, and even after the game, it's all gone. And actually, Liverpool, I think, out of all the teams in the Premier League, I know every team misses the fans, but Liverpool eat and breathe the energy from the fans, don't they? It has to have a main effect. Has to.
Spot on, mate. Obviously, it's safe and proper. Once everyone, and even we even celebrated our obviously title winning parade, and we haven't even had that. But obviously, the health of everyone around the world is the most important. But football will come back eventually in the future, mate. But you're spot on. Liverpool do miss a huge aspect when they do play footy. I think that would not be in the results. Obviously, Burnley and Brighton. But sides are coming to Anfield and like, we've got the opportunities. And I think I've seen the stats today, is that there's not been that many away wins. The amount of away wins this season
it's
is
up, way up,
record breaking.
On the home sure, it's like a pre-season.
I think that's replicated across Europe, though, isn't it? So just goes to show you the importance of your home fans.
And the Leipzig, we switch off this game for a minute. The Leipzig game, it won't be getting played in Germany now. It could be in Budapest, I'm hearing. In Hungary.
As long as we can get the return leg out of Anfield, I'm all right with that.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. But it has to be a blow for Leipzig not playing at home, even though there's no crowd there. Has to be a little blow. It has to help Liverpool somewhere, somehow.
Yeah.
But I think we should be. If you ever
all grounds almost feel like they're neutral grounds at the moment, doesn't it?
That's true. Yeah. Well, then our record still stands. It was a neutral ground. Our home record still stands. Forget about the last two losses. Yeah. So, guys, okay, we're nearly there now. Prediction time for the weekend. Now, hand on heart. I know your head might say something. Your heart might say something. But just say what you think. Win, lose, or draw. Jack?
I'm going to go 2-2. I think both sides. Okay, I'm hoping it's just an exciting game of footy, lads, and everyone at home. As long as it guarantees goals. Watch your feet, though. A board, I tell you, I doubt that's going to happen. But I'm going to go 2-2. Mane, if he's fit, hopefully, fingers crossed, and Salah, and for City, possibly a Gundogan goal. And
Don't say Sterling.
A Diaz goal. I go 2-2, mate.
Keto? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm with Jack. I think it could be an improved home performance, but ultimately it could be a draw. I can't see City winning. If we might nick it, we could nick it. We could be on the right end of a 3-2 or a 2-1 something like that. But I think we're going to certainly be up for it. But I think my heart is saying we might nick it, but my head is certainly saying 2-2.
Exactly what I was just about to say. My heart is saying 2-1 because, of course, I want Liverpool to win against City any day of the week at home. But my head is saying a 1-1 or 2-2. I think it'd be a score draw. Listen, a score draw wouldn't be the end of the world of a result. It'd be a good performance to get at and off City, but it won't do us any good really, and it'll probably do City a lot better than us. It leaves a bit of pressure on them. But I'm just looking forward to it. I hope it's a good game. It's not a 0-0 stalemate crap game or a horrible VAR decision deep in injury time. You know, that type of thing.
If it goes for us, then fuck.
If it
goes for us, I don't care. A 94-minute penalty or something. Yeah. But I have to say something, though. Your man John Stones, before we go, he has been an absolute rock for Man City at the back. You think? I have to leave it at that. Anyway, guys, that has been absolutely brilliant. Jack Mac LFC, top-notch LFC content on YouTube. Thanks, Jack. We'll have to do it again, bro.
Yeah, been an absolute pleasure. Get back to the old times anyway. It was a pleasure to meet you, Keith, anyway.
Yeah, you too, Jack.
Yeah. But Reds, fingers crossed, keep safe and well, everyone. And obviously, shout out to all the key workers and NHS staff going about the day anyway. We're heroes. But, mate, I've had some, hopefully, it's just a boss game of footy. And if Liverpool win and we know how good they can play, but I tell you, I just want a good game of footy. And obviously 3 points for the Reds. But nice one, lads.
Cheers, boys. Talk to you soon,
Cheers.
buddy.
Look.
Cheers.